What's good, YouTubenites? Happy Tuesday to you. You know what that means. It's the weekly countdown of how many lords does it take to count to 10 today? That number is 4. So before we get into it, let's do a little DJ Curse and DJ TiVo remix. Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 3 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard. Laugh it up. Buzz.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Go on and get some, boys. Heck, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?
Like a spider monkey.
The remix was so dope. It kicked Justin off the internet.
Knocked him out.
So, well, as soon as I said remix, we just lost Justin. So hopefully he can join back in. But hey, welcome to the weekly Cover Price Top 10, guys, where we cover the top 10 hottest selling books of the week up to this Sunday. So this is based on actual sales data gathered by our friends at CovrPrice.com. Go over to CovrPrice.com. Check out our friends for some great information. Stay toward the end of the show, guys. We've been promising a giveaway. We finally hit 4,000 subs. I think it was today. We're at like 4,030 subs. So thank you all for supporting the Lords. We are going to do a giveaway multiple times this week. So this specific giveaway is just for Cover Price. And then probably tomorrow, I'm going to announce another giveaway where this give away a bunch of comics and how you enter for that one. But for the enter for this one, stay toward the end of the show and I'll tell you how to enter. And we're going to give away 4 6-month full-on subscriptions, meaning no limitations, meaning you can check all the bells and whistles for a good 6 months. You'll see how great it is. Yeah. Speaking of how great it is, what's up, Manimal? Welcome back.
What up? I mean, I've been gone for about a week. Took myself a little vacation. Got out of town. Went down to the Ozarks, and I'm back, ready to talk some comics. And just so everyone knows, new comics tomorrow. In case you weren't aware.
That's right.
Wandering some light down there,
but just DC.
Yeah, and then next to 27th is going to be literally the floodgates will open back up. But once again, check your local comic book shops to see how you can pick up their books. And speaking of picking up books, my man Darkside Jedi, say what's up.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Glad to be here Tuesday night. There's a little bit of YouTube craziness going on.
It is. I have no idea what time it is. I have no idea what week it is.
I was looking at my time and date on my computer right here.
Is it Tuesday? All right.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Speaking of which, let me do some spring cleaning right quick. Saturday will not be the Comic Tunes and Toys claim sale. We're moving that up to Thursday, guys. So Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, tune in right here. We're going to do another live claim sale. They've been very, very successful. So I'll be glad to help out the big to-do. They still haven't fully opened yet. So we're going to help them. And people are getting great deals on these claim sales, man. So make sure you tune in Thursday at 6 p.m. For the next Comic Tunes and Toys live sale. But it doesn't mean we're not going to have content on Saturday. Saturday, we have a huge live scoop We're talking phase 5, phase 6 of MCU, maybe even phase 7. We're going to drop that at 5 p.m. live on Saturday, May 23rd. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a pre-recorded scoop, and then with the announcement of what you need to do to enter our 4,000 subs contest. We hit 4,000 subs over the week. We get that all out of the way. Want to thank you guys for joining us and supporting the channel throughout the years. It's literally been 5 years. For those for the new channel,
4K twice is what I want to say.
Yeah, so really, we should be at like 8,000 subs if you want to do bad arithmetic.
I mean, but thank you. I mean, feels good to be back into the range where we were one time again.
It picks up, man. Shout out to everybody in the live chat: Sith Lordly, Red Matos, Killer Clement, Melendez, Chad Crow, Johnny Dakota, Lana Spinoza, Johnny Boy, Dave in the Cave, Man Cave Comics. That's kind of caves right back and forth, right back to back to each other. Nick Arcia, Comic Man Andy, Jeff Fernandez, Joe Shimizu, Anthony Debo. I always think of Friday one here. Debo, Chris Wynn, Sox Bulletins, Lenny Cerna, and Gabe Fonseca. Cool comic guy, Michael. I can't even. It just goes on and on. There's 81 of you watching right now.
Shout out to you if you're in there. You know who you are.
And that's speaking of which,
that's how you cover them all.
Nemesis Prime back in the mix. Wow, was the remix too funky for you? Your bandwidth can't handle the bass.
Hell no, man! Just trip me out of this place. What's going on, everybody?
As soon as I go remix, I go. Justin disappeared. What the fuck happened? He got the blue screen.
I was sitting here looking over the evens numbers, and I was like, "Shit, I need to get familiarized myself with these because he may not be back."
I was like, "Damn!" It was like straight up just booted him, man. But but you know what? I just got a message, and this is not pre-recorded, and this wasn't pre-meant to be anyway or anything of that nature. But I got a scoop. Boom!
Ladies and gentlemen, could I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
That's right, boys and girls. I don't normally mix scoops in our cover price top 10, but there's so much news dropping that I was doing my friend Mikey Sutton a favor here. So before we get to the cover price top 10, guys, I got a scoop that Mikey Sutton wanted me to pass on to you guys. So there you go. You guys got the cannonball. This is the Mikey Sutton scoop. I'll just read it verbatim in the email I just got from him, and I'll just throw that up there because it may or may not be related to Spider-Man. You don't know. I mean, I'm just reading it as I go. I didn't make any of this up. I just went with it. As fans look forward to a live-action Spider-Verse, it is contemplating taking a look back. The first two entries in Sony's Spider-Man movies are finally recalled by millions of fans, and as the years pass, so does the nostalgia for them. We're talking about Sam Raimi's first two Spider-Man movies. Mikey reported in the past about talk concerning a live-action Spider-Verse movie. No, not necessarily an adaptation of the highly successful animated film, but its central premise. It's all been in discussions at this point, but what I've been told is no negotiation, no script, no outright planning, but the brainstorming continues. Well, one tentative goal has been brought up, having Kirsten Dunst reprise her role as Mary Jane Watson in the original Spider-Man universe, picking up where it left off, giving it a proper farewell. It seems like closure, saying goodbye to the past with a warm hug, passing the torch to Tom Holland and the MCU. So if you've been paying attention, we've been talking about how there's been different multiverses and how they want to bring closure to the Sam Raimi films, which I think we all can agree are really, we really dig them. Not so much the Amazing Spider-Man with all the weirdness going on with his parents and everything, but this is a way of bringing in Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst just to say farewell to them, kind of a closure to Sam, because Sam Raimi, of course, has been brought onto the MCU now. It'd be a perfect kind of segue. So there you go. They're talking about bringing Kirsten Dunst. And I'm going to have the second part of this for you, as I talked about on May 23rd on the Mikey Sutton birthday scoop jam. It's going to be huge on Saturday. So it's going to cover a lot of MCU stuff, some Sony Spider-Man stuff, a little bit of everything. So there you go, boys and girls. That is your scoop of the day. Nice. And I'm telling you, they're coming out like daily now. The floodgates have opened. But we have a cover price top 10 to talk about, boys and girls. Uh-oh. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to do the runner-ups for you, boys and girls, before we get to the odds and evens. But number 12 on the list is, that's right, boys and girls, the long-developed Witches #1 by Scott Snyder. Recently, he gave an update, I think, on CBR, comicbookresources.com, where he said that Undiscovered Country and Witches are both currently in development right now with screenplays for New Republic. So basically, you know, anytime, and right now, man, we are at a hyper time for news dropping. Any little article, any little mention will immediately cause something to jump. So this didn't quite make the top 10, but it's worthy of an honorable mention. It sold 17 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 110% and a high sale of $69.99 for a CGC.
Will it get to the top 10? Let's find out.
There is a variant for this too. Maybe Justin, I think it's a New York City Comic-Con variant. There's multiple printing too. There's like an all-white cover. So there's some. I got this 3 or 4 years ago when I first heard, and it's one of those things like Descender where it first got option and then it's been sitting around, and we've kind of talked about it. The CovrPrice guys have talked about it. There are dozens of things that Hollywood just buys the rights to, so nobody else will. Basically, I mean, until they find the right combination of screenplay and director to pitch it to the studio, they can hold on to it. So number 12 on the list is Witches number 1. And number 11 on the list, right outside the top 10, is, you should have guessed it. I actually thought this would break the top 10, but it didn't. So it makes you wonder what the hell is on the top 10. But runner-up, number 11, is Ball and Chain, number 1. And if you didn't know, it looks like it's being turned into a film with The Rock and Emily Blunt attached to star in it. While the stock is low, it's spiked, but didn't sell enough copies to make the top 10, but it almost made it. It sold 11 copies at a 70 trend of 183% and a high sale of 56 copies for $56 for a raw copy. I have never seen this in my life. No, I've never heard of it.
What is it, like a married couple superhero or something?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't know. I have never even seen this in my life. Ball and Chain, but it just goes to show you, if you attach some powerful Hollywood people like Emily Blunt and The Rock to it, it's probably going to happen. I
wish I wouldn't have given away my box of kitchen sink comics.
This isn't even the homage comics that used to be part of Image, right? Remember how Image had like Wildstorm and Top Cow? This is a totally different. There used to be an homage comics too, but this logo looks different. So, anybody in the live chat know what the hell it's about, then holler at me. But I mean, if you see it somewhere, pick it up because it's cheap, and The Rock and Emily Blunt's gonna be in it, so pretty good chance. Looks like it was done by Scott Lobdell. Interesting. He used to obviously very popular for doing X-Men. So, all right. So there you go, boys and girls. Number 11 and 12. Number 12 is Witches number 1. Number 11 is Ball and Chain number 1. Let's go and to the top 10, boys and girls. Who's got number 10?
I got that book.
Number 10 is
a book that still won't leave our top 10 report.
Wow. How many weeks has this been on?
I think we're actually going to start third week, but I think we're going to start matching between what's going to stay on the top 10 list more, this book or First Punchline. But of course, Null is basically the hottest thing going right now in comics. Any of these different second prints, third prints of any of the books is just heating up. And this specific cover is one of the hottest comics out there right now. Still did sell a bunch last week, 18 copies, 7-day uptrend of 116%, and at a high sale of $325 for a 9.8.
For a third printing.
Yeah, I actually have one at CGC right now. Hopefully coming back at 9.8, and I could see $300 on that book.
Because the second print was on the list first, right? I'm trying to remember.
No, we had the first print, and then it skipped right over to the third print because he's on the cover. And the second print, it was it's another art piece inside.
I'm telling you, Donny Cates is a marketing genius, man. He knows how to sprinkle those little nuggets of hope out there to get people speculating and buying stuff. So shout out to Donny Cates. He'll be on our show next week, hopefully. All right, number 9 on the list is, number 10 on the list was Venom number 3, the third print. Okay, third print. All right, so just in case I ever put this on podcast, you guys can visualize it inside your
visualize.
Yeah. Number 9 on the list is another returning customer.
Yep. So number 9, we're still on that Null train. We got Annihilation Conquest Wraith number 1. So recently, Donny Cates has been tweeting a lot about the Venom stuff, the Null stuff, and implying that there's a connection between the appearance of both, or why Wraith looks like the way he does and why Null looks like the way he does, implying that there might be some kind of a connection there. So he has plans for Wraith and hinted at the direct connection between him and Null. And people are loving that stuff right now. So his first full appearance is Annihilation Conquest Wraith number 1, which is a little 4-part miniseries and the follow-up to the Annihilation storyline. It sold 20 copies, have a 7-day trend of 108%, and had a high raw sale of $99, which is crazy. $99 for that book is wild.
Donnie Cates is well, people even remember when he's just teasing them with this and it doesn't come to fruition. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to tease it and that, and not deliver, but when you got raw copies selling for $99 and it doesn't come to fruition, I'm just saying, man. By the way, the Annihilation run is excellent. Somewhere there was a video where the Manimal and I were talking about it, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. It's just
they and you know what, a lot of people, Annihilation Conquest wasn't as well received as the Annihilation storyline, but Wraith was definitely a standout character in that run. It was cool. He was a new character. He had some wacky abilities, and we haven't seen anything from him except, surprise, surprise, until Donnie Cates' run on Guardians of the Galaxy. He made another appearance there. So
drink if you're playing the drinking game of hearing the word wacky abilities. So there you go. That is the first time you've heard wacky abilities tonight. There may be multiple times. Number 9 on the list is Annihilation Conquest, Wraith number 1 from 2007. Number 8 on the list is a classic.
Here's a really great cover, man. Incredible Hulk number 340. So let's do a little bit of a checklist. Has Wolverine on the cover. Check that right off. The Hulk. Check that off. And who did it? Drawn by Todd McFarlane. Damn straight, man. Unfortunately, with the COVID comics break is bringing collectors back to those key covers. And this is a key classic cover. It's fantastic. What else? But, many of us thought so well that it helped sell so many copies this week. 11 copies in the past week. Had a 7-day uptrend of 199%. And, of course, a wonderful high sale in a CGC 9.8, $436, guys.
Oddly
enough, this was a classic book.
This book is not that easy to find at a 9.8. I have never come across one in my life. I've never seen a raw copy that I would just say this will get a 9.8. It's always been like 9.6, 9.4. But some reason a 9.8 just escapes me, man. But this is also one of those books that has been swiped or not swiped. I want to say homage. I remember a long time ago on YouTube, like 4 years ago, some dude wrote a dissertation to me when I said swipe instead of homage. And I was like, what the hell, man? But if you want to know the difference between a swipe and an homage will say they'll write their name and they'll say after somebody. That's an homage. A swipe is when they just copy the cover and they don't give any credit to the previous artist. So if you want to know the difference between a swipe and homage it's really, I don't know, it's semantics. But either way,
one's stealing, one's not.
Well, one is crediting the previous artist and one is not. That's basically the difference in an homage cover and a swipe cover. So now, Todd, there was a book that somebody did on the comic Tunes and Toys live sale where I'd never seen before that they had done that. And this was before Todd McFarlane, where they said it was like somebody after John Byrne. It was pretty cool, though. All right, so number 8 on the list is Incredible Hulk 340 from 1988. All right, number 7 on the list is...
Number 7 is X-Men Annual number 14. Yes. So this is a book we've seen pop in and out of the top 10 list here. This is one that also reignites that consistent argument on cameo versus first full appearance and timeline, whatnot. This is the cameo appearance of Gambit. A lot of people think it's pretty substantial because you actually see his full body, but we don't see any kind of word bubbles or anything like that. And there is a timeline dispute with this where it actually came out prior to Uncanny X-Men 266. So this sold 21 copies, had a 7-day trend of 107%, and had a high sale of $256 for a CGC 9.8. This is a tough book to find at a 9.8. I mean, it's that square-bound old book. I mean,
dark cover too.
I've seen a couple copies of this, and they're always dinged to shit. So that's pretty awesome to have a 9.8.
I think people are just buying this up because they already have X-Men 266, and of course we had a Gambit spec a few months ago, so I think it's really starting to pick up some traction. I think there's some other people who are reading it, or maybe they're got in some insider info. But if you want to look at the Lord's video from a couple of months ago, we did a Gambit long-term spec list with some very interesting Cajun names. I remember that episode fondly because we were all guessing to see if Otto was going to be able to pronounce these Cajun names, right? So number 7 on the list is X-Men Annual number 14 from 1990. Number 6 on the list.
Ooh, this is a big book from last week, guys. Ultimate Fallout number 4. If you guys have heard the news, there's something brewing, but we'll get over this book. So Ultimate Fallout 4 is hitting $150 to $200, of course. First appearance of Miles Morales is moving fast. It sold 25 copies last week with a 7-day uptrend of 98% and a high sale of $550 and a 9.8. But with that said, new contender enters the ring. And if you guys have seen this for Miles' true first Marvel's Previews number 95. This has caused some heat debates with two camps. One, he's in the costume, he's on the front cover, and inside the issue as well. Number two, this is an advertisement of Marvel Previews number 95, and it doesn't count as a first appearance, whatever camp you're in. This book is quickly getting as expensive as the first print of Miles and had multiple sales at 120. So now, guys, are we going to have to go out and save these Marvel Previews? Come on, as a first appearance. I mean, there's tons of first appearance in every Marvel Previews.
Stop it with that
DC
nonsense.
Comics, Image, you name it. Come on.
I'm not a big believer in the like even what would the shit, man, the Spider-Man 2099 stuff like that, or the Wolverine first appearance where he shows up in like an advert, you know, like that's stupid, man.
Like coming next month, Brave and the Bold 28.
If somebody in the live chat brings up Kingpin's daughter, I will fucking remove you from the I swear to God. Don't even ask me about that. But then what's interesting about this book, this is the regular cover hitting 550 now in a 9.8. Remember, it used to be that I can't even say his name. Djurjevic, that variant. That is the super uber rare one. That's like what, a 1 in 20, 1 in 25.
I think it's
man. That one gets big bucks. That thing is hard as hell to find, but it looks. I have at least 4 copies of this, so I'm surprised. I might as well start grading them. I didn't know there. I meant.
I got to grade mine too.
I actually have the entire. I went through looking for that Ultimatum book just so I could sell it because of the bad spec on it, and I realized I have a shit ton of Ultimate comics. This is when I was collecting. I was collecting the entire Ultimate run, so I have like mostly all the Ultimate Spider-Man when it came out. And you know what? Ultimate Spider-Man was a great read. I thought I really enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, it was really good, especially the first beginnings. You know, it was awesome. Yeah.
Well, until Ultimatum came and killed everybody. But anyway, I'm so glad Ultimatum's off the list. Kudos to you, collectors, that not falling for the bullshit of an acronym and a word. So, all right. So number 6 on the list, Ultimate Fallout. Number 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. We're halfway through, boys and girls. Number 5 on the list is...
Number 5, we have Sweet Tooth number 1. So this has been catching a lot of interest lately. We had our boy Robert Downey Jr. is helping, direct, I believe, the Sweet Tooth from Jeff Lemire. Avengers connection with Robert Downey producing and James Brolin acting has given this $1 cover price comic a massive boost, with a raw copy hitting $135 and most averaging around $100. If you can recall, Downey had this at Hulu back in 2018, taking this $10 book to $40, which it remained at until this week. Sold 12 copies, had a 7-day trend of 217%, and had a high raw sale of 135. So
that's interesting. So I last week when it was on the top 10 list, it was Robert Downey Jr.'s production company picking it up, but I did not hear about Brolin was attached to it already.
Yeah, I actually read a couple articles that had a couple different names. His was one. There was another big name, and it's not the one we got listed here in the notes, but damn, I can't remember who it was. I've actually never read this. I do like Jeff Lemire. Some of his stuff's a little wacky, if you will, but I do like him, man. He's good overall.
Hey, Zach, does this guy have wacky abilities, do you think?
He probably does, man. Look at those horns. He's looking at wacky abilities right there.
King Golden State said he found a Sweet Tooth in a $1 bin. There you go. King Golden State always digging in them long boxes. So yeah, number 5 on the list is Sweet Tooth number 1 from 2009. It is a Vertigo title, so a very low print run, I would imagine. So we are halfway through the list, boys and girls. Thanks for hanging in there. We will get to our cover price giveaway at the end of this top 10. So stick around. So number 4 on the list is
Marvel .1, the Nick Bradshaw variant. Now, I don't know if you guys had anything to do with this with the Annihilation talk last week, but there's news swirling around Nova appearing in the MCU, specifically in the Annihilation storyline coming soon to play. But of course, Richard Rider, first appearances in Nova number 1. His appearances actually hit number 13 as the runner-up, so we didn't get to actually talk of that. A 9.8 sold for just around $1,000. But it was the first appearance of more recent Nova, Sam Alexander. And his first appearances in this issue helped relight the fire of this variant that has had its fair share of content rumors over the last few years. This time last year, before San Diego Comic-Con, Feige was on record expressing the interest of bringing Nova into the MCU, causing sales of this to hit highs of $315 and 9.8. But with no news, this book has come down, but it is now moving back up. And is this a Lord's thing? Sold 18 copies last week, 148% uptrend, and a high sale in a 9.8 for $120. So I don't know, Zach and Tim, is this your doing?
Hey,
man, I think there's been a lot of everyone's been specking Nova for a minute, right? And then no one knew who it was going to be, Ryder or the younger Sam Alexander. So I think
always been riding dick. We've always been riding dick. I would just want to say that.
Hell yeah.
But here's my thing, man. These point ones, all of them seem to have some type of first appearance, right? If you think about them, I mean, every time they've come out, they pretty much featured a new character that's coming. So I was just saying, if you see a Marvel point one, pick it up. There's a good chance it's
part of that. The all new Marvel point one, all that jazz. It's like a new era when Marvel ever does that, and it's usually horrible, but
also
worth hanging on
drink if you had all that jazz on your list of drinking games, because I don't think that's ever been said on the show either. So all that jazz and wacky abilities, add those to your drinking game. And number 4 on the list is Marvel point one, and this is specifically the Nick Bradshaw variant from 2011. So good luck with that one. All right, number 3 on the list. It looks like another oldie but goodie.
Yeah, so this one's a little interesting because there's some drama involved with this book. So Captain America 307. A rumor recently reported from the site We Got This Covered says that inside source developing Deadpool 3 are going to include characters Typhoid Mary and Mad Cap. Mad Cap, whose first appearance is in this issue, look at that, is a wacky character. So
that is a wacky cover indeed. That is a wacky cover indeed.
And if you've been following Rob Liefeld's descent into madness and drugs during the quarantine, you'll see that he's ranting and raving about how not true Deadpool 3 is and how everyone's out to get him and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, enough collectors jumped on, bought 11 copies, and gave it a 7-day trend of 348% increase with a high raw sale of $45.
I gave this book away. Literally.
That is
why did someone ask, why does he look like half like Dr. Fate? That does look like a ripoff of Dr. Fate right there.
That is wacky. I wonder who did that cover. That is, I have never seen his book. Even if I saw it, I wouldn't get it.
Oh my god. I know I gave this book away. I had this in like the late 80s. This is just
I'm pretty sure this is somebody's mystery box by accident, by the way.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to give away a key. They're like, what, a key? I can't put that in a mystery box. Let me pull that shit back. All right, number 3 on the list is Captain America number 307 from 1985. Look at that wacky cover.
You could probably find that thing, man. I'm going to start looking at some.
Oh, this is definitely in dollar books.
I'm going to Comic Tunes and Toys on Thursday, and I'm going to go get a few. I'll probably have a few copies. Add that to my Young Blood.
Looks like Speedball has been in the background of that, too, with all those gold balls.
And Liefeld Speedball. Anyway,
exactly.
Number 3 on the list, Captain America. Number 2 on the list. We're getting close to number 1, boys and girls.
This is a great book, guys, man. I remember reading this in the 90s. Hulk Future Imperfect number 1. It was announced late last week the whole time, and a long time and fan favorite Hulk writer Peter David will be releasing a follow-up story to this coming in August to the much beloved Future Imperfect Hulk storyline and the long-awaited origin story of Maestro, the alternate future version of the Hulk. As huge fans of this storyline, we can't wait to read this. This news also comes on the heels of rumors of World War Hulk becoming a possible storyline in the MCU. But man, can you imagine Maestro as a villain? Regardless, this book is trending up and it landed at the number 2 spot. Maestro is a fantastic character. So this is one book that you should definitely hunt and hold on to. This book did sell 26 copies last week, 7-day uptrend of 168% and a high sale of $95 in a CGC 9.8. And this is a 2-book series, guys. And this is probably one of the greatest things. I remember I read this as a kid and you open to one of the pages and Maestro has basically destroyed all the heroes, and he has a whole museum of all the different heroes and villains, like their masks, their armor. You have Wolverine, all of him just in his adamantium. It's unbelievable storyline. So go out and get these 2 issues. And this is definitely good. A tough book to come in a 9.8 because it is a little bit of a thick book and it is a cardstock cover.
Yeah, I remember Maestro. Was it? I'm trying to think. Was it Contest of the Champions or something that came out like?
He was also in like Old Man Logan and Old Man Wolverine stuff storylines. He's been around in for everything, man. He's a big character.
Yeah, because I remember, when I first read, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" It was like the Hulk with male pattern baldness, and he had like gray hair, but he was pretty powerful, and he was going up against like this was based off of the game, right? Because there was some weird little what are those little chemicals that you had to get throughout the game?
No, this is way before the game. This is 92.
No, I'm talking about the run that was like from 3 or 4 years ago. The Contest of Champions that was based on
they had
the mobile game. and you had to, and they kept on saying these IO 10 or I forgot what the hell it was, man, but it was crazy. I was trying to remember that, but before we go to number one, man, since number two is Hulk Future Imperfect number one from 1992. Since we like to talk about news, I guess we have to talk about it. Ruby Rose is stepping down from the CW Batwoman. They've already said they're going to recast her, so it looks like they still want to continue with it. So good or bad, Ruby Rose would be gone. I don't know what the reason why. I'm assuming she'd rather have a movie career, because doing a show for that long, it kind of hampers your movie career. If you look at guys like The Flash or Stephen Amell, they've been on these shows for so long, you rarely ever see them in another movie. Although
she hurt herself really bad on that set too. I don't think that, from what I read, they said that didn't have anything to do with it, but who knows?
Yeah,
shit.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah, I mean, she was all right. I mean, to be honest with you, I stopped watching it after Crisis.
Yeah,
it's picked back up. It's really good now with
Batwoman
Hush.
is, or
Batwoman, with Hush and the different storyline now. I like it a lot.
Is it direct adaptation of Hush from Batman, or is it
it's Tommy Elliott? No, it's Tommy Elliott. And they actually just cast, I saw today, they cast who Batman is going to be in the CW verse. I can't remember off the top of my head, but.
So wait, they're bringing Batman into the Batman?
Well, they're bringing a Bruce Wayne into the series. So
yeah, I think I read it's going to be like Titans, where it's just Bruce Wayne, but never like a Batman appearance, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so Ruby Rose is gone, man. We shall see what happens to Batwoman. So number one on the list, drum roll, please. Or that could be a motorboating noise. I don't know. Boom, back again.
Number one, we have a common theme also. So Liefeld might have lost his true baby in Deadpool, but he's got Youngblood making another appearance here at the number one spot. As you all know, we have the Prophet is supposed to be coming sometime soon, and first appearance of Prophet is in Youngblood 2. This is specifically the pink logo variant here. Half as many copies this week compared to last week with the 36 copies sold. It still has a 7-day trend of 134% and had a high sale of $166 for a CGC 9.8, passing last week's high of $130 for a 9.8. It's hard to say if this will stay on the list next week. So there's a lot of heat coming from these 90s Liefeld stuff right now.
Well, I'm just glad the 90s in general are doing. Our boy Gabe from Torpedo Comics.
He loves it, man.
He changed his name to Gabe's Loves 90s Comics, and he's showing some great books, man. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of art, trumpeting story, the 90s was for you, because the art was fantastic. Forget Liefeld and Prophet. The Stephen Platt run on Prophet is fucking incredible.
Right.
I mean, it is awesome. The detail in it, I mean, it's so cool to see I don't even tell you what the hell the story is about, because you could just get lost in the goddamn art. It's that well done, man. But I'm surprised this book is still on there, because I myself have 8 copies, and I got them for $1. Maybe less. But I mean, there's tons of them out there, but apparently the pink logo is harder to find, and it's not a second print. Remember last week I reached out to Comic-Con to ask them if they had the breakdown on so basically there was never like a preview for it where you can order the pink logo variant, so they don't know if it was ever in future orders where they said that. But at the time, at the initial solicitation, there was no orderable pink variant, so maybe they just sprinkled it in, or they just threw it in afterward. But as this book goes on and Mark Guggenheim starts writing and it comes out, I mean, this would be the one to get, unless there's some other variant that Rob Liefeld's been sitting on that we don't know about. But so number one on the list, Youngblood. Number two, the pink logo variant. I am shocked that it's 9.8 sold for 166, but go for it, man. I'll tell you what, Rob Liefeld right now, he's going to be like, remember how he used to sell, he used to charge you more for signing New Mutants 98?
Yeah.
And then it would be like 50, and then first cable, that's 40. Now it's going to be Prophet's going to be on that menu now too. Yep. So it's going to be like, I say Stephen Platt should make a comeback and start doing cons, and he does signing of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Tomorrow I have a Savage scoop. I'll just leave it at that. So you want to tune in. I think the fans of the Silver Age books that start with X will be very happy for this news. Will be dropping tomorrow. So I'll right around 5-6 o'clock. if you've been with the Lords for a long time now, you know we've talked about something savage before. I don't know how many ways I can hint at it for you to get it.
I mean, the Lords are pretty savage.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
We are pretty savage. But to thank you for hitting 4,000 subs, I've already reached out. We're gonna, my man Rocky Comics is gonna throw some books in. KRS Comics is gonna throw in a 9.8 Hellions Mike Mayhew variant, that sexy Psylocke one, signed by Mike Mayhew, and a 9.8. Also, the Geeky Swag Shop is gonna allow the winner to pick any figure from the geekyswagshop.com if you win. So, but this announcement, it's just for Cover Price. I wanted to segment it, give you different ways of winning. So for this video, after it posts, do not leave a comment in the live video right now. After the video posts, leave a comment with the hashtag LOTLB 4000, all one word, because when we use the comment picker, it looks for that exact phrase. So just to make it easy, put in hashtag or a pound sign LOTLB and the number 4000, and that will get you an entry, and we will do the drawing a week from today on the next Cover Price Top 10. So you have a week to remember, enter, but make sure, god damn it, Ryan, why you gotta mess with people? You throw them off. You don't think, all right, that's what Ryan is saying you should type in after the video post. Leave a comment. Also, you need,
trying to help. What do you want from me?
In order,
because some people can put commas, you know that.
Yeah. So in order to win, make sure you leave a comment, like the video, and you have to be subscribed. I will be making sure you are subscribed, and we'll give you guys a week to enter. Next Tuesday, and during the live show, we're going to use a comment picker, and we're going to pick 4 people, and you guys get a full-blown subscription to CoverPrice.com.
Awesome. It's a great site. I love it, you guys.
Yeah.
You're really.
I love the news articles, the weekly.
So much information, and the fact that it keeps your books and it shows you the price and the valuation. It's great.
You should not be asking anybody anything. You just go on Cover Price and look it up yourself.
I mean, it really.
I like to use it also when I'm trying to buy books too, because you can do the buy option and it gives you a bunch of different sellers out there as well. Links to Comic Shop, eBay.
You'll want to subscribe to it and pay for the full blown version. It's definitely worth it, man. If any, you should just add your comics to it to see how much they're worth, right? That's nice to see that the value of your books there. So also, they're still working on a way that you can import your CLZ collection. If you're already invested in the CLZ and you have thousands and thousands of books, don't want to manually put them into coverprice.com, there is a way to import them, and I am a test subject to say yes, it has worked. I just said 96% of my collection from CLZ came over, and the rest I could just manually put myself. You could tell if it's raw comic. You can actually tell what grade the raw comic's in, and you can tell when you add a book, it says either raw or graded, and you can break it down between CGC and CBCS. They don't put PGX in there because they don't matter. Okay. No, we don't use PGX around here. Okay, stop it. All right, so leave a comment, like the video, and make sure you subscribe. The next Tuesday we'll do a drawing, and 4 people will win a 6-month subscription to coverprice.com. Tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a Savage MCU scoop. Thursday, I'll be at Comic Tunes and Toys doing a live claim sale at 6 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, we're going to have a huge Mikey Sutton birthday scoop jam with multiple channels, multiple lords, and it's huge. There's about 5-6 things on here, all about what's coming up in the MCU phase 5, 6, and even with the newest thing I heard is sounds like something after the next Endgame level event that's starting to build for phase 7. That is crazy that they're doing this. And this is in a conference call that Kevin Feige had with his staff. So this is very interesting. So any last words, Nemesis Prime?
Yeah, Friday night, 3 Men in a Basement live show. And if you guys are actually already subscribed to Cover Price and you got their article this past week, there was a couple books that's on their movers and shakers. I will tell you that one of the shaker books I actually purchased and they talked about, but I'm going to tease that for Friday. So come on by to
another great that we don't even have time to cover. What's
that's such a good
list. Yeah.
I literally just got it in the mail today, man. And it was a great book. So if you show up to the 3 Men in a Basement Friday night on our live show, I'll show it all for you guys.
Yeah, everybody, it's a slapstick number 1. Man, I'm only last words.
No, great to be back. Looking forward to there finally being some new comics coming out weekly. Obviously, it's a light week this week, but next week we got looks like we'll be back to normal next week. So
tomorrow we're gonna have some DC stuff, and Wednesday where next Wednesday, it looks like both Marvel and DC. Actually, on the Lord's Facebook page, I posted a list of all the books that are coming out tomorrow from Comics, Tunes, and Toys. So if you want to see, it's mostly DC titles. I think some Walmart stuff is coming out as well. So it's good to see. Obviously, always check with your local comic book shops and see how are they distributing books to their customers. If it's curbside pickup, if you have to call ahead, but make sure you just don't show up en masse to your comic book shop. Make sure you follow your local jurisdiction's guidelines on physical social distancing, whatever the hell it's called now. All I know is I've been working home for 3 months, and I was told to clean out my desk, and it scared the shit out of me. But that's everybody I saw
that text. That lady really didn't have the right approach with that message.
I got a text from my office saying, "Tim, we need you to come into the office and clean out your desk." I was like, "What?
No context.
No. We're not. We're just all working from home for the foreseeable future." Like, good Lord, man, stop saying that. It's scaring the hell out of me. All right. Any last words, Darkside Jedi?
Yes. Thank you all so much for 4,000 again. Tim and I started this back, and man, it's come a long way twice.
It's been so long. Ryan no longer has facial hair.
I know. It's come and gone. I am going to put together a nice little giveaway box, a thank you for 4,000. So pay attention to the next upcoming shows, and we'll show you how to
probably tomorrow I will announce the contest as part of the pre-recorded scoop.
Okay.
And then we'll do the drawing for that. So this way, if you in actuality, theoretically, you could actually win a subscription and win something there because it's two separate contests. So I just want to separate the comics from the subscription side. So make sure if you want a subscription to CovrPrice, comment on this video after it posts with the hashtag LOTLB4000, and we will do the drawing next Tuesday. Good luck to you all. Make sure you check out CovrPrice. If you're still on the fence, you get a free 2-week trial. But until then, boys and girls, what we're going to leave with? We're going to leave with a little funk, see if Justin gets kicked out. Peace out and keep digging in long boxes, boys and girls.
Shake and bake and pull it back. Oh my God. Somebody show that fence. Hold on and get some, boys.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 3 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard. Laugh it up, buzz.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Go on and get some, boys. What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?